We're joined by Conor Coady and Gareth Southgate, ready for your questions as ever. So please use your virtual hand as and when you have a question, and let's try to keep it to one question per person with the option of a follow-up. I believe we'll get straight underway with Jessica Creighton from Sky Sports News. When you're ready, Jess.
Afternoon, Gareth. Good to see you again. How big of a loss is Jadon Sancho?
Well, it's disappointing for Jadon first and foremost because these opportunities to play for England are obviously important and cherished, and we've only got another 5 camps before a World Cup. So, for him not to be able to play is a disappointment. But you know, we've got a strong squad, and we've got other players who are in good form and playing well. So, in terms of the depth, we're in a good place, really.
Yeah, good place, because it was a particularly dominant performance against Hungary. I wonder if you've had a chance still able to perform to that high level despite the challenges. What have you made of that?
Well, I think for us to keep improving and progressing as a team, the mentality is really important, and we had prepared the players to expect a hostile crowd and an atmosphere that was going to get right behind the home team and potentially put us under pressure when we were in possession of the ball. But I thought right from the start of the game, the players embraced that challenge, and they were very focused. They were composed in the way that they played. They were composed with the way they dealt with everything on the night. And that's an important factor in growing as a team. You've got to go into those big occasions and big environments and be able to handle it and be able to be confident enough to play and control games in the way that we did.
And in particular, I'd like to ask you about Raheem and Jude, because they were subjected to racism on top of the hostility that everyone else encountered. They've both posted on social media since that happened. What have you made of the way they've had to deal with, I suppose, again, such challenging circumstances and the way they've conducted themselves?
Yeah, unfortunately, I think, I don't know how many camps we've had in the last 4 years, but I seem to have been talking about this subject almost every time we've been together. And I can only reiterate that our players are incredibly mature in the way they deal with it. I think they feel supported by their teammates, which is very important to them. And, that they recognise that I think their teammates recognise how challenging it must be for our black players and how disappointing it is in the modern world that we continue to have to answer these questions because of the incidents that happen. But we can only keep taking the stance that we have done and hope that we continue to send the right messages, not only to people in football, but across society, and that everybody keeps progressing. We know it's going to take time, and we know that feels very slow for everybody, but we have to keep fighting that battle.
Of course. And Conor, I'd like to ask you, because obviously you're part of the playing group. Has that had any impact on morale at all? The hostility that you guys were subjected to, and the racism from some parts of the Hungarian fans?
Not at all. I'll be honest with you. I think, as the gaffer just said there, we speak about it all the time, but it's something we don't want to speak about. But listen, it's happening, and I think with the way the boys deal with these situations, I think the way with this team deals with the situations, because we're such a close-knit group, and it's something where once it happens to one person, it happens to us all. So we'll carry on doing what we're doing. We'll carry on trying to take a stance, and I think, as the manager just mentioned there, in terms of not just in football but in society, we want to try and help change. So I think it's important we all stick together, which is something that we'll always do. And like you mentioned, the 2 boys there, I think absolutely fantastic people, but we're a team that'll always get around them as much as we possibly can.
Gareth, okay, let's talk football then. And we're expecting to see quite a few changes for this game against Andorra. What are you looking for from the players that come in, considering, like you said, there's only now 5 camps before the World Cup?
Well, I think every time we train, every time we work together, there's a level of performance that's expected amongst us as a group of staff and players, really. And we've seen that since we got together again on Monday. You've got to set the standards, and there's got to be a level that focus and humility. I mentioned before the game in Hungary that they're important qualities, because it means then that the talent we have comes to the fore. So if we're working as hard as we should be, if we're mentally in the right place, then our talent can come to the fore. And I think we've shown that over a consistent period of time. We're 14 or 15 matches without defeat. And it means that as a group, you gain confidence from situations we've had to face in terms of being behind in games or being ahead in games, tight games that you have to win late. And everybody that comes in knows their job. Everybody knows that the way that we play. And so, that's what we want every time we select a team and they take the pitch. And we've got great trust in all of the squad. So whenever we make changes to the team, we always still get good level of performance and really good level of focus.
I suppose one of those changes is probably sitting beside you. Not that you might not confirm that change, but Conor, I'd like to ask you, because this will be the first time I think that you've played for your country at Wembley in front of the fans. How proud of a moment could this be for you?
Incredible. Honestly, I think any time you play at Wembley is a special feeling, a special moment. I think even last season when I managed to play in them games, even the feeling of just being there playing for your country was incredible. But now that my family has a chance to obviously come and watch the game and different day, my wife can come, my mum and dad can come, I think it's a special feeling, a proud moment for everybody everybody in my family. It's a proud moment for them. So I think it's something we're ready for the game. The boys were fantastic the other night, and we're ready for the game, and it's something we want to go out there now and we can't wait for it.
And just finally, Gareth, another player that could possibly make a big appearance against Andorra, Patrick Bamford, could make his debut for his country. I wonder if this is a big opportunity for him in particular, just because he's the only other recognised striker in the team other than Harry Kane.
Yeah, of course. It's a special moment for him and for his family. As Conor's just mentioned, you always think about people that have helped you on that journey when you get these opportunities. But we want him to do what he does every week with his club. He's settled in really well with the group. He hasn't had a huge amount of time to be able to train with us yet, but I think he's got a really clear picture of how we like to play. And it's good that he was able to watch the team play the other night at close quarters and get a feel of the expectations. And we just want him to go and enjoy his football. It's the phrase you used was opportunity, and that's exactly what it is. He shouldn't put any more pressure on himself than that. We know what he's capable of, and we're looking forward to seeing him play.
Thanks, Gareth. Thanks, Conor. Go well. Good luck.
Thank you. Thanks.
Jess. Next, we'll go to Alex Howler, BBC Sport.
Hi, Gareth.
Hi, Alex.
I was just wondering whether you'd be able to tell me a bit about the reporting of incidents when there's racist abuse. You touched on it after the Hungary game. Is that something that's always been in place, or you've had to put in place because of the incidents over the last few years?
I think it's something that has always happened, but I think that we're more aware of it now, better prepared, unfortunately, because we've had to be. So we've learned a lot from the experiences of the past. And most importantly, in our mind is always to be there to support our players in the best possible way. So there's also a balance there that, the lads want to get on with their football. And as much as it's important that we talk about these things publicly, they don't necessarily want that to be the uppermost conversation. They want their performances on the pitch to be recognised and when you've played as our lads did the other night, they want to be talking about how well they played, and that is the thing that they're here to do. They recognise their wider responsibilities, and at the right moments they want to affect those things. But when they're playing, they want to be judged on their playing.
And tomorrow at Wembley is the first time playing back at Wembley since the final. How much are you looking forward to that in front of the crowd?
Yeah, it's as special as it is to play at Wembley. It's special to be manager of your country and to lead a team out at Wembley at any time. So I know that we've got a fantastic crowd coming. We're quite unique really in Europe in terms of the volume of support we get for our home matches, and that's very special. And I know that the supporters recognise the journey that the players took them on through the summer, and I know they're going to get a fabulous welcome. So of course we're all looking forward to that.
Thanks, Alex. Next we'll go to Fred Caldeira from TNT Sports Brazil.
Thank you, Andy. Hi, Gareth. I'm aware that my question is not about something that affects directly your team now, but if I may, I would like to ask if you feel sympathy towards the managers of national teams that couldn't have their players that play in the Premier League right now because of the current restrictions, because it seems that it's only the latest chapter of a long friction between club football and international football.
Yeah, if of course, if I was one of those managers, it's a very difficult situation to be in. You've got to win hugely important matches without a lot of your best players. So I have a lot of empathy with the managers that are in that situation. Very difficult situation to resolve because it is entirely related really to the COVID situation and individual countries. So it's complicated, and it's also really difficult for the players. I think they're obviously desperate to play for the countries. They don't want to let their country down, and to a large extent, this is out of their hands. So I can have huge empathy with the coaches and the players, really.
Thanks, Fred. Next we go to Simon Peach, the Press Association.
Hi, Gareth. Just wanted to ask, obviously Jane's gone home, but is there any team news to be aware of, and will you name your captain in advance? Because I know you've been making changes.
No, I mean we Conor will play. I wouldn't make him sit here otherwise. But we wouldn't give our team away if we were playing Brazil tomorrow. I wouldn't be telling Fred what was going on. So we won't be doing that ahead of the game tomorrow either.
A question for Conor in that case. I was hoping you'd say he'd be captain, but a question for Conor. Just Gareth has spoken all summer about what an important member of the group you were and how vital you were. One, I guess it's nice to hear that, but two, you must be chomping at the bit to get going tomorrow and put on the England shirt again.
Yeah, it's incredible to hear that. I'll be honest with you. I think in the summer I've mentioned it plenty of times before, was one of the best experiences in my life, some of the best 5 weeks of my life. Honestly, it was incredible. But we all want to play. We all want to be playing football, and that's no different for me as well. So to get the opportunity at any moment to represent my country, to play for England, to put on an England shirt is a special moment for myself. And I'll always, every single day, try and give the best of myself to my country whenever I'm playing or whenever I'm training. And that's no different come tomorrow. So like I said, whenever I put the shirt on, it's a proud moment, and it's something I can't wait for, especially to be at Wembley in front of 60, 70,000 England supporters is a special feeling, as I mentioned before. So yeah, it's something I can't wait for.
Do you already feel kind of like part of the furniture? It's not been that long since you made your debut, but you seem like you're a key member of the leadership group already.
Yeah, it's not necessarily that. It's the way the lads make you feel welcome. It's the way the lads welcome you when you come into the squad. I mean, when I first came in, every single player in that changing room who get picked for England were incredible with me, and it's something that I really, really appreciate. So it's not necessarily feeling part of anything. You've got to perform every single week playing for your club to get picked for your country. And as I mentioned before, it's a real special feeling, but that's all down to the lads with the way they make you feel. So I love coming here. I love every moment I get picked for England, and this is no different at the minute as well.
Thanks, Simon. And we'll finish with a question from Dom Smith of englandfootball.org.
Thanks very much. So Conor, as a defender, I wonder if I could just ask you, how impressed you were with the performances of John Stones and Harry Maguire, and of course your good friend Tyrone Mings at the summer. Obviously you were watching on from the sidelines, but how impressed were you with their performances at the European Championships?
Incredible, mate. Incredible. I think from every player who played, and as you mentioned, I play in the same position, but to watch them boys perform and watch them boys do what they've done, and incredible. It was fantastic. I mean, you've been so well and got two clean sheets when he played, and it was incredible. And then obviously you see Big H coming back in playing with Stonesy, and listen, we have some world-class centre-halves playing for our country. It's incredible to see, and listen, we're all here to help each other. We push each other every single day in training. We do our best to do that, because the only important thing when you come away from your country is about winning as many games as possible. And we've done that every day in the summer, and we pushed each other to the limit as much as we possibly can. And there's nothing you're seeing on the pitch with the way the lads performed. It was fantastic, and yeah, they helped the country to obviously what was a memorable summer.
And you must be really looking forward to getting the start tomorrow, of course, in front of the home crowd who England haven't played in front of since the final, of course.
Oh, incredible. Honestly, I think I mentioned before about the feeling representing your country, to actually put on an England shirt, it's incredible. But then to go and start and be involved in a game at Wembley is absolutely amazing. So it's something I can't wait for, honestly, and something my family can't wait for either.
Hope it goes well for you. Cheers.
Thank you, mate.
Thanks, Tom. We'll finish it there. Appreciate you joining us today.